बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। कम्युनिकेशन की सीरीज में हम आगे चलते हैं. Communication is a very important part of life. We discussed 95% of what we do in life is communication, and the purpose is to connect. In the last session, we discussed that we need to have an inner and outer balance. Inner वाला जो part है, वो तकरीबन हमारी ज़िंदगी में बहुत कम है क्योंकि हमें सिखाया नहीं जाता. तो उस पे we have two fundamental questions that we will try to discuss briefly with Mr. Yogi. The first question is, what exactly is inner, or what is it that we can relate to its inner? And our second question would be, throw some light on the how part. Okay, so then what should I do as a student or as a parent on the inner communication? So let's
I think all of us remember the most and earliest childhood ritual, which was kindergarten and then preschool and school. So that's very much of a ritual to get up every day in the morning and mother sends the children to school. Mm-hmm. Of course, this is just the outer ritual of factual knowledge acquisition. We are trying now to use this, the ability to use and to establish a ritual for the inner qualities, for the inner growth, for the inner knowledge, to get at all used that there is an inner mechanism which we should respect, because it is almost like when a young child starts to sometimes to look inside, it is like a wild jungle with a wild elephant, and that elephant, that inner reality is just roaming and nibbling and running around, and there is hardly any proper guiding, or that elephant is just doing what he wants.
So, to make it simple for our parents, teachers, are we saying that we should enter into these rituals? At least we should enter. That is important. That's the word part. Okay, enter into these rituals. What else? In today's educationists use a term which just came to my mind: metacognition. Thinking about thinking. Sometimes you should think and make the child also think. How did you come up with this solution? You did a maths question, but what was your thinking path? Reflect or think within yourself.
How do you arrive
How do you arrive at that? We call it metacognition, and this creates an ability. It's sort of inner. Where do you classify it? It's also inner.
Yeah, it's one basic ritual for the inner, for knowing about the inner world is closing the eyes. We have 5 outer senses, and we have a 6th sense, which is the thinking sense. So as soon as we shut down all the 5 outer senses, we are able to apply the 6th sense, the thinking, and start working with it.
And thinking about thinking also.
This is then second stage of awareness about the thinking itself. But first of all, we have to learn how to think and how to think successively and repeatedly, and being able to remember what we were thinking and all that. So the thinking itself has to be
we are almost entering into how part, in which the very interesting thing is thinking skills. Thinking skills into whatever we are doing, language or math or science, it should be a thinking skill. And second, very important that you said, if I translate it, is that practice, repeat. Somehow repeat. Because
of course, as the same way we having so many years of daily going to school and sitting in front of these factual deliveries, we should have a closing time, and beginning to some orderliness, to establish some orderliness in the inner mechanisms, which we can call thinking.
I think,
And of course, this should not be sporadically and accidentally. There should be some repetition, and once a special mechanism is understood, we should not start clinging to that thing and becoming proud of that achievement. We should then walk on to the next mechanism and acquire it. It's similar to subjects in school. Once we have mastered that part of the knowledge, we go to the next building up block.
So मैं इसको what Mr. Yogi has said, if I can summarize it और उर्दू में ये है कि inner part जो कि prayer है, meditation है, silence है, असल में ये thinking से start होगा कि मैं उस activity के बारे में सोच भी रहा हूँ, I am aware and conscious about it. तो मेरे ख्याल में एक part जो होगा when we come back from the outer world and I am into my quiet time or a prayer time, will I unplug or how do you say it?
No, it's actually, if you pull out the plug from a machine, it falls dead. No, we are not unplugging it, we are plugging it out from that source, and we are plugging it in, we are switching over the plug. We are plugging out from the outer senses and plugging it in to the inner senses.
This is important to understand, that
switch over plugging.
if we are into these activities and we are still plugged to the outer world, the purpose is lost. ये कहते हैं ना, गाफिल दिल की नमाज का कोई फायदा नहीं है. आप नमाज में हैं, आप मेडिटेशन में हैं, जिक्र में हैं, ये असल चीजें हैं. ये आपको इनर से कनेक्ट करती हैं और आउटर बिगर रियलिटी से कनेक्ट करती हैं. लेकिन ये अगर हैबिचुएट हो जाए और अपना पर्पस ये खो देती हैं, then the purpose is lost because I am doing it. I have not plugged over, as he said, into the inner world.
Actually, many people try to, and they are quite successfully in ripping off the plug and plugging it in on the other side, and then after 5 to 15 seconds, they rip it out from the new focus and plug it back to the old focus. So they are running like hell between inner, outer, inner, outer, inner, outer. And that's called, with a euphemism, it's called multitasking. Actually, it is a very destructive, idiotic. It's a cultivation of idiocy.
If I say one thing, तो multitasking
is a cultivation of idiocy.
कोई चीज जिंदगी में नहीं होती. Science has proven it. Preachers, meditators, Sufis, prophets, all have proven it. कि इंसान मल्टीटास्किंग नहीं कर सकता. जो भी काम करें, we have to be in that.
In an emergency situation, I may have to attend 3, 5, 8 different things successively, and I have to jump like hell. But that's supposed to be an emergency or a war situation, where I just struggle for survival.
Even within that, it's a survival struggle. But mind is switching continuously from one task to another task. It's not taking two at the same time.
It becomes shallow. There is a high danger of superficiality.
This is the key word.
You're losing.
आपकी वो चीज अगर आप उसमें फोकस नहीं करते तो वो shallow हो जाती है.
Shallow, superficial. The opposite of depth and efficiency.
Exactly. मकसद खो जाता है. So हमारी टेकअवे ये है कि we have to do these rituals, but with the passage of time we have to prevent ourselves from habituation.
No,
we
actually,
reach up to the new level when we see the purpose. We should,
as soon as I learned one technique, for example, not to rip the plug every 15 seconds, but really to maintain, to sustain that focus. Let's say 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. Then we have to learn this. The first skill: don't jump around with the focus.
Exactly. Focus is my बहुत important चीज़ है.
And then after I am able to focus on 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes, then I start choosing the subject. So we can also use these 3 abilities. I would say prayer is the entry level, meditation is the medium level, silence is the upper level. Once I have mastered prayer and it is doing what I expect it to do, I should actually then
switch over to
get over that thing,
और मुझे
get out of it and start practicing. Meditation can also be called observation.
सो हमें असल में मतलब हमारे फिलॉसफी में ये बनता है कि उस समय डीपर लेवल पे जहाँ पे हम कनेक्ट हों उस चीज़ से पे आना है. तो आवर टेकअवे इज डू टेक आउट सम टाइम फॉर सेल्फ टॉक एंड थिंकिंग एंड देन थिंकिंग अबाउट थिंकिंग एंड इट्स अ डीपनिंग और प्रोग्रेसिव जर्नी एंड दिस इज अ क्वाइट very least understood area in our part of the world. Almost हम अपनी rush of life में we are inundated, हम डूबे हुए हैं, flooded by the outer and losing balance on the inner. Practice it or keep it in your routines.
So we can also say you start prayer once you have a good mastery, you stop the prayer and you start the meditation. Once you have a good mastery of meditation, you stop the meditation and you start silence. Going into life, going into nature and observing and making use of silence itself.
इसको देखिए ये जो हमारे बना हुआ ना नमाज एंड जिक्र उसमें ये चीज़ें बिल्ट इन हैं लेकिन वो कनेक्शन हमें नज़र नहीं आते. वो हम उस कनेक्शन जो ही देखना शुरू कर देते हैं डज नॉट मीन समटाइम कि आप इससे ये मतलब ना लें कि वो चीज़ अबैंडन कर देनी है. नो वी रीच द नेक्स्ट लेवल, वी रीच द लेवल वेयर वी कनेक्ट इवन डीपर एंड मोर. आई थिंक वी स्टॉप ओवर हियर बिकॉज़